Imagine being trapped in the dark mountains of Afghanistan. Bullets are flying from 3 different directions. Your exits are gone. Your snipers are gone. Death is seconds away, and then a single gunshot slices through the night. It travels over 2 kilometers and drops the enemy machine gunner instantly. 10 seconds later, another impossible shot. The enemy fire begins to break. You don't know who fired, you don't know where they are, but you realize someone, somewhere, is watching over you. 12 hours earlier, forward operating base, Wolverine. Deep in the Afghan mountains. Soldiers are preparing for deployment. Inside the armory, a woman moves quietly between racks of rifles. Her name is Ila Petro. She is 42 years old. With steady eyes and a left hand that trembles slightly, a high-tech magnetic wrap supports her wrist. Expensive medication keeps her hands steady enough to maintain weapons with surgical precision. Most soldiers barely notice her, just another support worker who cleans and repairs their rifles. They don't know her past. Corporal Mason Dong, and fresh from sniper school, looks at her and smirks. Looks like they let anyone handle our weapons now, even old ladies who can barely lift them. Some soldiers laugh quietly. Ela doesn't respond. She keeps working, her fingers moving with the familiarity of someone who has done this under fire. Her eyes scan every entrance, a habit born from years of survival. Captain Torres enters. He notices Ila Petro, double-check the scopes on the long guns. Team 7's heading out tonight. She nods. Torres has seen her file, or at least the parts not covered in thick black lines marked classified. That afternoon, Ila glances at her watch. Exactly 2 p.m., the time her spotter Martinez died 5 years ago. In Kandahar, she had held him as he bled out, whispering apologies for a shot she had missed by millimeters. Mason speaks again. Louder, this time. I heard she got transferred here because she couldn't hack it in a real unit. Probably some diversity hire who got people killed. Isla sets down the rifle and looks him in the eyes. You're right. I did get people killed. 3 of them, Martinez, Rix, and Yao. Do you want to know how they died? The room is silent. She rolls up her sleeve, revealing scars carved in patterns. These are grid coordinates. I carved them into my arm while I was held captive in a Taliban compound. They marked enemy bases, weapons caches, and the graves of captured Americans. The intelligence led to the largest special operations raid of 2018. 43 enemies eliminated. 6 American prisoners rescued, but I was 3 minutes too late to save my own team. After Mason walks away in silence, Torres pulls Ila aside. Team 7's mission tonight. The intel is too clean, too perfect. It feels like a trap. I've seen this pattern before, Ila says. It's exactly what happened before. My team was hit. Torres shows her the mission map. I can't change anything without proof, but if someone were to monitor the operation from here, I'll need access to the long-range communications array, Ila says. And that night, as Bravo 6 lifts off, she begins preparing for the moment they will need her most. Night falls. Over the Afghan mountains. Bravo 6, 8, Navy SEALs. Prepare for insertion. Mason checks his rifle one more time. The mission seems simple. Infiltrate a suspected Taliban command post, gather intelligence, and leave before dawn. But from a small, dark room inside the base, Ila Petro is setting up equipment most people don't even know exists. She opens a hard case. Inside is a Chaitak M200 sniper rifle. It hasn't seen light. In 2 years, 3 notches are carved into the stock, 1 for each teammate. She couldn't save. She powers up old radio equipment. Her tablet shows encrypted military software, repurposed to analyze enemy communications in real time. She sees the patterns. The enemy is waiting. The mission is a trap. She tries to warn them through official channels, but command will not abort based on suspicion, so she does what she has always done when the system fails. She improvises. At exactly 2 a.m. her worst fear appears on the screen. Team 7's landing was expected. The command post is empty. Bravo 6 has walked straight into a perfect ambush. Over 20 enemy fighters are positioned with machine guns and thermal scopes, covering every escape. Route the SEALs to snipers are killed in the opening seconds. Their communications are being jammed. The walls of the ravine have become a death trap. Bravo 6's radio calls fade into static. Isla hears fragments of Mason's voice, no longer arrogant, but calm and professional, calling out enemy positions. They are fighting hard, but they are outnumbered 3-1. Air support is grounded by bad weather. The quick reaction force is 30 minutes away. The SEALs will not last that long. Isla makes her decision in an instant. She assembles the Chetak with practiced hands. She loads match-grade ammunition designed for extreme distance. Bullets worth more than a soldier's day's pay. She moves through the base like a shadow, avoiding every camera, every patrol. She takes a hidden path she memorized years ago, a brutal climb through loose rock and thorn bushes, leading to high ground that overlooks the kill zone. Her tablet keeps tracking enemy communications. The processor, originally built for Wall Street trading, now triangulates the Taliban commander's location. Each step up the mountain is matched against the sound of battle below. American rifles firing less and less as ammunition runs low. Finally, she reaches a hidden sniper's nest in the rocks. She ranges the target, 2,147 meters, 15-mile-per-hour crosswind, 67% humidity, elevation drop, 312 meters, through the thermal scope. She sees the battlefield like a chessboard. 3 machine gun nests control the high ground. 20 fighters move in perfect coordination, but Isla can read their plan, and she knows exactly how to break it. Her first shot is not to kill. She targets the enemy air controller's tablet. The bullet shatters it, sending metal and glass into his face. The enemy coordination collapses. 40 seconds later, another shot. The feed on the eastern machine gun jams catastrophically. The SEAL team leader, Sergeant Reeves, seizes the moment. Covering fire. Eastern approach. Someone's giving us a window. Shot after shot, Isla changes the rhythm of the battle. She wounds instead of kills. She destroys equipment instead of targeting soldiers. She makes it seem like there are multiple snipers. Then, the Taliban commander makes a mistake. He steps into the open to rally his men. Isla's crosshairs lock on. 2,212 meters. The shot drops him instantly. Without leadership, the enemy begins to scatter. Bravo 6 starts moving. But Isla sees something they cannot. A second enemy force is moving to cut off their escape. The battle is not over yet. Bravo 6 is moving fast, climbing the eastern slope of the valley. Isla stays hidden, her rifle scanning for threats. Through her scope, she sees the second enemy force closing in, guided by another commander who has stayed hidden until now. For the next 15 minutes, her shots clear the SEAL's path. Enemies fall before they can aim. Machine guns jam at the worst possible moment for the Taliban. Leaders are hit just as they try to organize pursuit to the SEALs. It feels like an invisible guardian is watching over them. Mason will later say, it felt like God himself was running Overwatch. They never know it was a 42-year-old woman with nerve damage, survivor's guilt, and a rifle worth more than a car. Over the radio, Sergeant Reeves calls out, "Shadow 9, this is Bravo 6 actual. We're almost clear. Can you confirm the extraction route is secure?" Isla answers calmly. Bravo 6, negative on primary extraction. Secondary force, moving to intercept from Grid 37 north. Recommend following ridgeline south to Grid 35. Isla, provide covering fire. Even as she speaks, she sees a bigger problem. 20 fresh enemy fighters are sweeping the high ground with thermal optics. Searching for her. Her perfect position will become a trap in minutes. She could leave now, slip away, save herself, and let Bravo 6 handle the rest. That's what Doctrine would say. Preserve the sniper for future missions. But 5 years ago, she followed Doctrine and lost her team. Not this time, Bravo 6. Be advised, she transmits. Enemy, quick reaction force, is converging on my position. I'm going to give them something to chase. You'll have clear passage in 5 minutes. Reeves responds instantly. Negative, Shadow 9. We don't leave anyone behind. Send your coordinates. She cuts him off. You have 8 minutes to reach minimum safe distance. After that, things are going to get loud. Shadow 9 out. She switches off the radio before they can argue. Isla adjusts her position and deliberately makes herself visible. The Chadak sings 3 more times, each shot revealing her location. Through her scope, she watches the enemy orient on her muzzle. Flash. They think they've found the sniper who destroyed their ambush. They don't know she has spent 2 years memorizing every trail, every cave, every escape route in these mountains. The first enemy fighters crest the ridge 200 meters away. By then, she is already moving. She leaves the Chatak behind. Its 3 carved notches, a silent farewell. The chase begins. For the next hour, Isla leads the enemy away from Bravo 6's path. She turns the terrain into a weapon, leading them into narrow canyons and unstable slopes. She plants improvised traps that wound and slow them down. Every move is designed to waste their time and keep them guessing. By 4 a.m., Bravo 6 reaches their extraction point. A Black Hawk lifts them into the air, every member alive. Mason sits in the cargo bay, hands shaking, staring at the mountains below. Who was Shadow 9? He asks. Reeves shakes his head. I don't know, son. But whoever they were, they just traded their life for ours. The radio operator interrupts. Sergeant? I'm picking up something. Old emergency frequency, Morse code. The message repeats 3 times. Unit 19 lives on. 72 hours later, a recovery team reaches the site of Ila Petro's last stand. The scene tells a story without words. 11. Enemy bodies lie scattered across a 300-meter area, placed with perfect tactical precision. Spent brass from multiple weapons litters the ground proof she had taken guns from the fallen and turned them against their own men. Blood trails show she was wounded, but kept fighting. She survived far longer than anyone should have. And then, she vanished into the mountains. Her Chatak rifle is recovered from her. First position. The scope is still perfectly zeroed. Beside it, a single sheet of paper weighed down by a rock, covered in her strange coded writing. When break the code weeks later, they find detailed intelligence on Taliban positions, supply routes, and the names of enemy informants who had been feeding false information to coalition forces. At the bottom. For words in plain English, accounts. Balanced. Ghost out. Captain Torres stands in the empty armory where Isla once worked quietly in the corner. In his hands is a small box of her belongings, photographs of Martinez, Rix, and Yao, a worn patch from an organization that officially never existed. And her notebooks, filled with insights that could change sniper training forever. Corporal Mason steps into the doorway. The intel she left checks out. Every position, every source, all of it. She mapped the entire enemy network from right here in this armory. Torres nods. She never stopped being an operator, Corporal. She just found a different way to fight. The official record lists Ila Petro as missing in action, her second time with that status in a career hidden behind classified files. But in the mountains of Afghanistan, Taliban fighters begin whispering about a ghost, a sniper who could strike from impossible distances, a spirit of vengeance who turned their own tactics against them. They call her the Mountain Jinn. 3 months later, Forward Operating Base Wolverine receives a new long-range communications array, capable of intercepting enemy signals with unmatched precision. The manual is written in a familiar style, full of practical tips only a field operator would know. On the last page, a single line, for those who watch over the watchers. In the years that follow, the system saves dozens of lives by detecting ambushes before they happen. And sometimes, late at night, radio operators hear strange Morse code on obsolete frequencies. The messages are always brief, always accurate, and always signed with the same name. Shadow 9. Command dismisses them as technical glitches, but the soldiers know better. Before every mission, Mason checks his rifle one extra time and whispers. Foreshadow 9. The tradition spreads quietly through the special operations community. A tribute to the unseen protector. A reminder that some heroes work in silence, waiting in the shadows for the moment they are needed most.